The storm didn't knock first. It crept in. Not as thunder or flame, but as a whisper, so soft it almost felt like your own thought. It tiptoed around your peace, brushing against the edges of your spirit like a chill that didn't belong. At first, it was barely there, a sense, a tension, an ache that couldn't be explained. But you felt it. Oh, how your soul recognized something was shifting. And now, what once lingered in secret has begun to manifest. My beloved, I speak this not to frighten you, but to awaken you. Yes, I sent a message days ago. I reached into your atmosphere with urgency, warning that something had been set in motion behind the veil. You may have hoped it would pass like a drifting cloud, but now you see it, this is real. It's no longer forming. It has taken form. And its eyes are on your home. Not just your building. Not just your space. But your sanctuary. Your place of refuge, your sacred peace, the very soil where I planted restoration and promised protection. Let no fear reign here. Not even for a second. Because before the enemy made his move, I was already there. Nothing touches what I've sealed without my knowledge. And nothing survives what I allow without it serving a divine purpose. The unsettling you feel, it's not random. It is not merely resistance. It is revelation. What was hidden in the shadows now walks in the open. Those who once smiled at your table now whisper behind your back. Some even dare to meet in secret, assuming their darkness conceals them from my sight. But hear this, I see what no man sees. I hear what no one else hears. And nothing, absolutely nothing, happens without my awareness. They thought their secrets were safe because they were spoken behind closed doors. They thought if they stayed quiet long enough, no truth would rise. But I tell you, their silence is thunder in heaven. I see their masks. I know who carries kindness in their mouth but poison in their intent. Even those who once called you friend, even those who once said, I love you, are no longer moved by truth. Their allegiance shifted, not to you, and not to me, but to their own ambitions. And yet, I whisper once more to you, do not fear. Your home may feel like a target, but it is not exposed, it is enthroned. You dwell under a covering that human eyes cannot see. My glory surrounds you like a fortress. Angels have taken their positions, not one, but many. They encircle your dwelling with swords drawn, wings stretched, and eyes flaming with light. The enemy does not fully understand why he cannot break through. But I'll tell you why, because I have placed my name on your doorpost. Yes, they've chosen your home because they sense where I'm pouring my power. What they perceive as weakness is actually a portal of glory. And that pressure you feel, that tension in the air, that unease you can't explain, it is because heaven is nearing. The enemy caught a glimpse of what I'm about to do. He's terrified of the shift, terrified of the glory that is about to erupt in the very place he tried to break. But don't get it twisted. This is not just spiritual warfare. This is divine reordering. Some of the shaking you feel, it isn't the enemy. It's me. I'm removing what cannot go with you. I'm disturbing what has been dormant too long. I'm pulling back veils and unraveling alliances that were never meant to exist. Yes, you've asked, why now? You've whispered through tears, why me? You've wondered if I overlooked your prayers. You questioned if your years of faithfulness went unnoticed. Let me answer you directly, no. I have not missed one tear. Not one whispered prayer. Not one act of kindness offered in silence. You have not been overlooked. This isn't punishment. This is preparation. What's happening is not a reaction to your weakness. It's a reaction to your calling. The enemy is not interested in you because you're failing. He's attacking because you're finally walking in destiny. You are not just a survivor. You are a carrier of something eternal. And when heaven marks someone for influence, hell responds with interference. But I am not moved by hell. I command it. I go before you like fire. I stand behind you like thunder. And I wrap you in the kind of presence that breaks chains without touching them. You are not alone. You never were. And child, listen carefully now. When I allow pressure, it is because I am releasing promotion. They may come at you with weapons. But watch closely, for I will use those very weapons to construct your next level. I will make their curses bless you. Their schemes will set the stage for your rise. What they meant to break you will become proof of my protection. So stay still. Stay focused. Stay filled with peace. Do not answer with rage. Do not retaliate. You don't need to respond in the same spirit they carry. I'm raising you above their frequency. You were never meant to fight like them. This battle, it's spiritual. And your weapons? They're made of things they cannot see: prayer, truth, love, purity, faith. Keep them sharp. Keep them ready. Keep them near. This is just the beginning. What I'm about to reveal next will shake the very foundations of what you thought you knew. And when I expose everything, not one hidden thing will remain. The plans against you will fall. Your home will rise. Your voice will roar. And your victory will be undeniable. The enemy thought he had found a crack. A vulnerable point. A window left open just wide enough for his influence to slip through. But what he didn't realize is this: the moment he moved, heaven moved faster. Let me show you what you haven't seen. While you were sleeping, while you were weary and unaware, a shift was taking place in the atmosphere around your home. You couldn't see it with your natural eyes, but your spirit sensed something. That uneasiness. That strange heaviness. The silent pressure pressing against the corners of your mind, it was a spiritual collision. It wasn't just coincidence. It was war. But war doesn't always look like chaos. Sometimes, it's fought in absolute silence. And sometimes, it's won by the presence of just one angel standing at the window. He was sent directly from my throne room. His wings shimmered with the weight of divine assignment. His sword, not made of metal but of light, rested against the frame of your window, not to be seen by your neighbors or your enemies, but by the demons that were lurking in wait. And the moment they saw him, they froze. Because the moment they saw him, they remembered. They remembered the last time I sent an angel like him to guard one of my own. They remembered what happened in Egypt. They remembered the night of deliverance. They remembered the destruction of their schemes. And they knew, this territory is not theirs. Your home is not vulnerable. It's a beacon. A place that heaven has marked not only for protection but for power. The attack was never just about stopping you. It was about stealing what I'm about to birth through you. Let's go deeper. There were secret meetings, yes, actual meetings in both the physical and spiritual realms, where your name was mentioned. Envy sat at that table. Jealousy whispered its opinions. Insecurity tried to disguise itself as concern. And the voices in those rooms spoke with urgency, because they saw something rising in you that they couldn't control. Some of them said, "She's too peaceful. Break her calm. He's becoming too focused. Bring distraction. They're building again. Shake their finances. They're healing. Reopen the wound." But I listened from a higher place. And I smiled. Because they forgot one thing: I wrote your destiny before they ever formed their plans. What they say is irrelevant. What they try is powerless. Because before they strategized, I already secured your outcome. Do you really think I'd let your home be invaded after I cleansed it with my presence? Do you believe for a second that I'd allow darkness to thrive where I've decreed light? Child, let this soak into your soul. I've stationed angels not just at the windows, but also at the doors, on the roof, under the foundation, in every hallway and threshold. There is nowhere the enemy can slip through. Because this is not just about protection, this is about a sacred assignment. You've been chosen to carry something so valuable, so rare, so divine, that heaven had to place an angelic garrison around your entire dwelling. That's how serious this is. Your living room is a sanctuary. Your kitchen is a prophetic table. Your bedroom is a holy resting place. Your floor is soaked with silent prayers. And every wall has heard your worship. This isn't a house. It's a temple. They targeted it because they thought it was weak. They don't realize you're about to release something into the earth that will break generational curses, rewrite family bloodlines, and shift atmospheres. But the battle was necessary. Because heaven never sends angels like this without cause. And the enemy never fights what he isn't terrified of. So what you've been feeling? That warfare? That pressure, it's not failure. It's confirmation. The very resistance is evidence that you are in the right place, at the right time, carrying the right anointing. Now hear this, beloved. What has begun will not end in your destruction. It will end in your promotion. Because here's what's about to happen: exposure. The hidden things will be revealed, not just in others, but even in yourself. The Lord is peeling back every layer. You will see who's truly with you, and who's been plotting in silence. Elevation. The warfare was meant to hold you down, but it's actually pushing you upward. Every attack is increasing your oil. Every opposition is sharpening your discernment. Establishment. Your home is becoming more than just a place, it's a platform. A place where miracles will flow. Where healing will rise. Where joy will return. Enthronement. What was once fragile is about to become fortified. You will sit in the very space they tried to evict you from, and they will watch as I promote you in plain sight. But don't miss the instruction I'm giving you in this moment. You must stay in alignment. This is a spiritual war. And that means your response must be spiritual. Don't let offense pollute your purity. Don't let bitterness harden your heart. Don't let the words of man override the whispers of my spirit. Keep your armor on, the belt of truth. Let it hold you when lies surround you. The breastplate of righteousness. Protect your heart, even when betrayal comes close. The shield of faith. Deflect the arrows of fear. The helmet of salvation. Guard your mind from doubt and confusion. The sword of the Spirit. Use my word. Speak it. Declare it. Live it. The shoes of peace. Walk forward, not backward. Even when the path is dark. And remember, the angel is still at the window. Not moving. Not blinking. Not afraid. He waits for one word from me. Just one word. And when I speak it, every dark spirit will scatter. Every false alliance will collapse. Every plan drawn in secrecy will burn in heavenly fire. You have no idea how close you are. You have no idea how much has already been stopped on your behalf. Your obedience is keeping your covering intact. So hold the line. Let your posture be stillness. Let your weapon be worship. Let your voice remain aligned with heaven's sound. And watch, the same ones who whispered against you will soon be silenced by the glory coming through your door. There's something happening in your home that cannot be explained by logic. The enemy thought he could shake you by targeting your peace, but what he didn't realize is this: he touched the very place where I planned to release my glory. And now, in the middle of what looks like disruption, the walls are beginning to glow. Yes, glow, not with fire or flame, but with something divine. You haven't fully seen it yet, but your spirit has. That faint warmth when you worship. That moment of stillness in the chaos. That unexplainable calm in the middle of fear, that's not random. That's my presence building up around you like a holy charge. Child, listen carefully. What you are in right now is not just an attack. It's a birthing room. And the pain you feel is not proof of my absence, it's the pressure that comes before release. The walls of your life are stretching to make room for what I'm pouring in. Because what I've placed inside you is about to be birthed, not in the perfect condition the world expects, but in the fire, in the pressure, and yes, in the presence of your enemies. Let them watch. Let them gather. Let them whisper. They won't be able to stop what I'm about to do. They thought you were alone. They assumed your silence meant surrender. But they didn't realize that behind your quiet demeanor, a lion was rising. Not in arrogance. Not in vengeance. But in holy boldness. There's a fire I've been building in you. And that fire is about to be seen by everyone who questioned your calling. But before I let it fully manifest, I need you to understand something: glory doesn't come without weight. And the weight you've been carrying, that heaviness in your spirit, that invisible battle you can't seem to explain to anyone, that is the evidence of my hand pressing on you, shaping you, refining you, forging you into the vessel I need for what's next. This is what they never saw behind your smile, the nights you cried on the floor when no one was watching. The moments you gave when you had nothing left. The decisions to forgive when you had every right to fight back. The sacrifices you made in silence, trusting that I saw. I saw it all. And now, I'm responding. What they tried to destroy will become the very altar where I will dwell. And the same walls that felt like they were caving in will now radiate with my glory, favor, and undeniable power. You see, glory doesn't just fall. Glory grows. It expands from obedience. It builds in secret. It reveals itself through suffering. And eventually, it erupts. That's what's about to happen in your house. That's why the warfare increased. That's why the attacks became so specific. Because the enemy saw the glow before you did. He saw the holy tension rising from your life and your home, and he panicked. He rushed his attack. He scattered confusion. He tried to stir up offense and plant fear. But what he failed to consider, is that I'm still in control. Every moment of pain was accounted for. Every dart thrown against you had to pass through my permission first. And if I allowed it, it's only because it would work for your good and for my glory. Now let me speak directly to what you've been feeling, that anxiety that came out of nowhere. It was not yours. It was a spirit, and it was sent to knock you off alignment. That sudden shift in friendships or relationships. It wasn't betrayal, it was revelation. That financial tension. It wasn't punishment, it was repositioning, to detach you from sources that were never your provision. That silence from people you thought would check on you. It's because I wanted your ears cleared, not for the voice of man, but for my whisper. I had to let certain things collapse so that you'd build again, but this time on my blueprint, not yours. And now, as your eyes adjust to the reality of what's been happening behind the scenes, I say this: watch for the glow. You'll notice it in little things first. That prayer you whisper before bed, it will feel more powerful. That worship song you've played 1,000 times, it will suddenly feel like heaven opened. That scripture you've read before, it will suddenly ignite something deep within you. That's the glow. It's the early evidence that my presence is intensifying. It's proof that what was once war-torn territory is now holy ground. And you'll feel the shift most in your spirit. Because where fear once rested, peace will reign. Where confusion once dwelt, clarity will flood in. Where anger tried to rule, gentleness will rise. You are being transformed, not just externally, but from the core of your being. And your house, your sanctuary, your physical space, it is becoming a carrier of glory. Others will walk in and feel it. They won't be able to explain it, but their hearts will calm. Their minds will quiet. Their burdens will feel lighter. And they will ask, what is it about this place? And you'll simply say, heaven came to dwell here. So don't retreat. Don't shrink back. Don't let the shadows trick you into thinking they're stronger than the light. I have not forgotten you. I have not abandoned you. I am, even now, sending wave after wave of angelic assistance, divine alignment, and supernatural healing into your atmosphere. Let them talk. Let them plot. Let them plan. Because while they scheme, I am establishing you. While they whisper, I am writing your next chapter. And while they try to shut doors, I am building gates that no man can close. Your home will become a place where deliverance is normal. Sometimes the loudest move of heaven sounds like nothing at all. Where joy is contagious. No trumpet. Where legacy begins. No lightning. The battle was never about what you lost. Just silence. It was always about what I'm about to give you. But make no mistake, this silence is not absence. It is strategy. And the silence you've felt lately? It's not because I've walked away. It's because I'm about to move in a way that no one expects. Let me show you what's really happening. Right now, beneath the surface of your ordinary days, behind the walls of what you call normal, I am working with divine precision. Rearranging people. Shifting resources. Blocking entrances. Opening dimensions. Repositioning favor. Whispering to angels. Closing the mouths of accusers. Tearing up contracts in hell that had your name on them. And yet, you've heard nothing. So you began to wonder. Did I miss it? Has God grown silent? Was that word even real? Why is it so quiet? But oh beloved, the quiet is where I do my finest work. You must understand, the enemy speaks loudly because he's insecure. I move silently because I am sovereign. Just like I parted the Red Sea with a wind that blew all night, but no one heard it coming. Just like I raised Jesus from the dead, but the earth only shook after the stone rolled back. Just like I silenced the mouths of lions for Daniel, but I didn't roar, I just stood beside him. I don't need to announce my moves to prove I'm working. My glory moves in stealth until it's time for reveal. And right now, while you've been in your home pacing floors, wiping tears, wondering if I forgot. I've been delivering verdicts, dispatching angels, and reversing orders made in darkness. Let them talk. Let them mock your stillness. They have no idea that this silence is actually a countdown. A countdown to divine justice. A countdown to supernatural release. A countdown to a breakthrough so precise, it will feel as if I reached down from heaven and rearranged the very seconds of your life. Because I have. And I'm not asking for permission to bless you. I'm not requesting agreement to vindicate you. I'm not knocking before I walk through the doors they tried to close on you. I am God. I act according to my timing. And when I choose to rise on your behalf, everything must respond. So don't be fooled by the silence. You haven't been forgotten. You've been hidden for preservation. Because what's forming in your life is too holy to be seen prematurely. That's why you haven't been invited to certain rooms. That's why some connections stopped replying. That's why opportunities passed you by. It was never rejection. It was protection. I couldn't let you be seen before the glow was ready. I couldn't let your promise be exposed before it was wrapped in my fire. Because I'm not just preparing the miracle, I'm preparing you to carry it. You see, the enemy is watching, too. He's pacing just outside your door. He's listening for movement. He's trying to calculate when to strike next. But what he doesn't understand is that you are surrounded by my thunder even in your silence. He thinks you're vulnerable. But he doesn't realize, the silence is deceiving. Because behind the silence is the lion. And the lion does not roar at every noise. The lion waits. Watches. Weighs. And then, at the appointed time, he unleashes a sound that splits the atmosphere and reclaims what was stolen. That's what's coming next for you. A thunder without warning. The kind that silences every critic. The kind that shuts down every lie. The kind that brings you answers, recompense, healing, and supernatural movement all at once. But until then, you must protect your silence too. You must not speak from fear. You must not rant in frustration. You must not give your energy to what I am already defeating in the unseen realm. Let me be your defender. Let me roar for you. Let me thunder on your behalf. Your only job in this season is to trust my silence and obey my nudges. And here is what I am nudging you to do: clean the atmosphere, not just physically, but spiritually. Speak my word aloud in your home. Let it become the soundtrack of your silence. Guard your peace. Don't answer every message, don't react to every provocation, don't engage what I've already judged. Prepare your table, not for battle, but for blessing. What's coming isn't another fight, it's fulfillment. Lift your head, you are not defeated, you are not forgotten, you are not behind. You are right on the edge of divine delivery. And when the thunder comes, and it will come, you won't have to do a thing. Because heaven will do it all. You'll just stand in awe. As doors swing open that once were locked. As those who mocked now bow. As restoration floods your life so completely, it will look like you never lost anything at all. And it all started, in the silence. So wait well, beloved. Worship through the silence. Declare truth through the silence. Rest, even when it doesn't make sense. Because the silence you're in, it's the sound of heaven holding its breath, right before the blessing drops. This is it. The final moment. The part the enemy never anticipated, the part where heaven seals what hell tried to break. You may not see it yet, but something irreversible has taken place in the spirit. The fire around your home? It's not flickering anymore, it's blazing. And this is not a fire that destroys. This is a fire that protects, purifies, and preserves. It's heaven's seal. You are no longer living in a place that the enemy can target freely. From this day forward, the air has changed, the atmosphere has shifted, and the ground beneath your feet is no longer neutral, it's anointed. Let me take you deeper. You thought the battle was just about your comfort. You thought the attacks were meant to break your heart or disturb your sleep. But the truth? It was always about what you were called to carry. This isn't just about keeping you safe. It's about securing the next chapter of God's agenda through your life. That's why the warfare was so targeted. That's why the pressure seemed endless. Because your home isn't just a residence, it's a launching pad for destiny. And now that the enemy has failed, I am marking this house, your family, your soul, with something untouchable. A divine seal. Let me remind you what that means: when I seal something, no demon can undo it. When I cover something in my fire, no enemy can infiltrate it. When I call angels to encamp, they do not leave until the assignment is complete. And when I declare a home as mine, all of heaven backs that claim. Your home belongs to me now in a supernatural way. The enemy crossed a line, and in doing so, gave me legal grounds to invade with justice. I saw every plot formed against you. I heard every word spoken in secret. I observed every attempt to breach your peace. And I waited. Because judgment from heaven is never rushed. But it always comes. And now. The gavel has fallen. The verdict is written. Protected. Preserved. Sealed. The ones who tried to harm you spiritually will find their plans returned to them sevenfold. Those who mocked your prayers will be silenced by the miracles coming to your doorstep. Those who assumed your faith was weak will see you stand in flames, not burned, but glowing. Because this fire, it's holy. This flame, it's eternal. What I've placed on your home cannot be washed away, prayed away, or intimidated. And here's the part the world will soon witness: you're going to rise from the same place they tried to bury you. You will build on the very ground they tried to shake. You will thrive in the house they thought would fall. Because the war wasn't meant to remove you, it was meant to reveal you. Your authority has been refined. Your discernment has been sharpened. Your mantle has been reactivated. And now, you walk not just as a survivor of an attack. You walk as a carrier of glory. You are no longer reactive. You are anointed to govern. You are not just praying for protection. You are commanding peace, fire, and heavenly movement. And the generations in your bloodline, they are about to taste freedom they never earned, because of what you endured and overcame. So what now? Let me give you the final instruction: sanctify your home. Fill it with worship, not worry. Let every room echo with my word. Let your home become the place where I dwell daily, not just occasionally. Guard your threshold. Not everyone can come in now. Not everyone should. You are responsible for who steps into the atmosphere I've rebuilt. Use discernment, not emotion. Walk like you've already won. Because you have. The miracle has already started unfolding. You don't need to wait to see the full manifestation before praising me. Praise me now, and watch it multiply. Bless the land. Speak over your home. Over the floor, the walls, the doors, the windows. Declare that this place is holy ground. That this fire will never be quenched. That this is a house of breakthrough, restoration, and resurrection. And finally, do not look back. The attack is over. The storm has passed. The whispers have been silenced. The shadows have been scattered. You have crossed into a new dimension of victory, and there is no turning back. From this day forward, every step you take will be marked with fire. Every room you enter will feel different. Every battle you face will end faster. Because now, you carry evidence that you've been with me. The fire is not just around your home. It's in you. They'll see it in your eyes. They'll hear it in your voice. They'll feel it in your presence. You are not who you were when this began. You are stronger. You are wiser. You are sealed. So go forward, beloved. Not in fear. Not in hiding. But in holy fire. And remember, what heaven seals, hell cannot touch. This is your season. This is your moment. And your home is no longer just a home. It is a throne room for glory. It is a resting place for angels. It is a dwelling place for God. Welcome to the aftermath of divine protection. Welcome to the sealed season. And may the fire on your door never go out. Amen.